Greetings everyone. Today I would like to continue my random talk about the random stuff, and I'm having some free time, so I would like to talk a little bit longer and a little bit slower so that you can understand me. Currently I'm talking about the idea of honor according to a Mongol way. All you need is take the old sayings about the who is this can be respected or honored, and tell this why, something like that. So previously I stopped in the case of a mouth. So you need to control your mouth, and someone who is always saying good stuff is an honorable person. For example, imagine you are living with someone who is constantly complaining about the future, about the life, and this, or your boss is this, is not sure about this, this business. He's always this. Maybe these guys are going to cheat. They are not reliable. Please, this, be careful. All sorts of stuff, and this. This, your leader is not being somewhat confident. So you like the person who is saying good stuff, this. Everything is going to be okay. Guys, hang in there. This word "hang in there" is this strange, because someone is this hanging from something, and the person is saying "hang in there." It's this. You are saying something to a Jesus. Jesus is hanging in there, and you are saying hanging in there, and everything will be okay. It is this British sign: keep calm and do your job. Big sign: keep calm and go shopping. Something like that. I don't know. So yeah, people like the one who is very positive and who always says something positive, and who always this tries to talk in a good way. Imagine there is someone, two people are quarreling, and you must not this add the oil in this quarrel. You must talk in a somewhat positive way. In all cases, how to say, trying to help people. You must be this positive. You always must be saying something good, and you must always find a good solution. So person with the good math is believed to be very good, and the opposite of the good math is going to be, of course, bad math. But this someone who is always saying bad stuff. For example, I rarely say I will kill you, and I rarely say go and kill yourself, or this die, go and die, something like that. So why I'm talking about this? It is because this. When I, this, made videos in Mongolian language, they are dudes are the trolls are typing. You are constantly trying to brainwash people. You need to go and die, something like that. So according to Buddhism, according to this shamanism, etc., etc., saying something bad is always a sin, and this this bad tongue is called haram. Haram. It means black mouth, and word haram is has a lot of this meanings. If you say har amsach, meaning to taste something dark, it means this you do something bad, and you how to say haram sakh, it's this you will it's some kind of a suffering, something like that. Харамсах. If you say har amlach, this black promise, something like that. If you say it together, haramlach, it's going to be you don't want to give something to people. You are like being jealous, something like that. So haram is like Muslim haram. It's like this sin, but it's not exactly this haram. Haram is like being this bad. Tell something bad about the future, not giving a people a hope, something like that. So yeah. So what controls this tongue? What controls all this? This bad words, good words, etc., etc. It is obviously your consciousness. And it is said that if an item is very good, well made, it's person who the maker added some of his consciousness or some of its awareness, something like that. It's a сэтгэл гаргасан. Imagine someone is like to draw a picture, and every detail is like very good. And this is like this someone who has this not introduced. It's like this given its spirits into this item, something like that. Since this shamanism teaches that every item has this spirit, or this. Imagine that there is this written stuff, simple written stuff, and you read it. And you, this written stuff is like inside your brain. It's trying to control your daily life and your behavior, when to worship, how to worship, and what to do with your the prisoners, etc., etc. So it's like this. You can say that everything that human being creates has a some kind of a purpose, and it has a this own spirit, and this when you are creating something this stuff, you need to bring all the positive spirit, not this old this angry or vengeful and lustful spirits, something like that. But this not everyone this follow this stuff, and some this laws and traditions, etc., etc., has this quite strict and this how to say savage, this not so positive, this answers. For example, this according to a Mongol Yosa, what we are going to do with this thief? Interesting question. Let's see. Kill him. Oh, are you serious? Yeah, it says kill him. Okay, let's kill him. So like this, this. Back in the day, a thief is must be killed. There is no such thing as dude must work, and this after some time, this the work can be his punishment. He must work this maybe he must be slave for 2 years, something like that. Does not exist. If someone is stole something, he must be killed. So it's this, how to say, there's something wrong with the people's this consciousness back in the time. People were quite, how to say, tough, quite brutal and savage, something like that. So all I'm trying to this talk is about this consciousness, good positive consciousness, and this sometimes you see very bad parents, this they drink, they quarrel, and they don't work, but this sometimes this their children suddenly decided I will not be like my parents. I will be someone different. This. I will never be like my father. Something like that. So there's something inside human being that makes person this good. And this is not given. Sometimes this is not given from this from a book. It's given from very birth and from his this life experience and this his a view of world. And this thing can be called as given by God or by the spirits. That the person is totally different from their kind. He's not this so evil. He thinks about the people and he tries to change his life, something like that. So what this thing is called? This thing here in Mongolia called Huni Mus. It also can be called Hung Chanar. The human characteristics. Someone is being a human, being a real human being, something like that. But more, this distinct or more clear, this term is Huni Mus. And this Huni Mus means human eyes. This human eyes is, I think, something that you can understand. Because I told you that English was a strange language for a Mongolian. So a human being must have something called an eyes. And I guess you people cannot understand, this. Dude must be cool. Dude must be, I see. You cannot understand that. So I guess you people add a word called just eyes. Yeah, just eyes. So person is born with own sense of moral, own sense of just eyes, and this eyes makes you a good person. Or if this eyes is like small, this you are become somewhat someone evil. So I don't know how to get this good eyes, this good stuff. And I don't claim that I'm being this good very good person, because when I sometimes talk with the person, and Mongolians sometimes call me this, you're being a little bit this evil. The way you think is like quite evil, and etc. etc. You see, I don't preach that we must conquer the world, or we must this burn all these these churches and temples and this old foreign stuff. And of course I do this preached in Mongolian that the foreign missionaries came here to make us as a slave. This is a way of their their God. They God like to this how to say this. All I'm trying to say that these Mongolians think that Christianity or other this this New Age churches are believed to be something of a new, something of a this that can be in the future, or this we must go through this path of Christianity, etc., etc. But personally, I find their faith being, this quite primitive, and it is even primitive than this Buddhism. So I do preach about this stuff, and some people think that I'm being a little bit this evil, this. There is no there is no need to negotiate with them something like that. But yeah, uh, but personally, I try to be, this someone who is being quite friendly with the people, and I always try to have some allies, not these enemies, something like that. And when you talk about this justice stuff, you must talk about the man, this called Genghis Khan, Genghis Khan. Um, he's the one of the symbols of justice, because this Mongolians like this something called a clear mind, Sarol Huang, something like that, clear consciousness, something like that. And Genghis Khan obviously had some clear consciousness. For example, this he is like captured his enemies, and this he was injured in his neck, and the archer who shot him this came, stood up and said this I'm here, you can kill me, I will be this small this spot of this blood on earth, but if you spare me, I'll be your this royal servant until I like die, something like that. So Genghis Khan is like looking at him and says this I like the person who does not this hide this his past intentions. I mean a person who this person who hides its this evil, and begs for mercy, and denies its these crimes, is a bad person. You are not denying your these actions, and such a person can be a good friend. So I will show you a mercy, and he gave this people this this his mercy, something like that. And they all were some royal to him. And previously I talked about this there is so many Turks around. So of course Genghis Khan was fighting with these Turks, and he this managed to make them allies, because he had this good sense of justice. And back in the 13th century, Turks wasn't this Muslim. When you can this approach to a Turk and say, do you believe in Tengri? Do you believe in the Father Sky? And of course this pagan Turk, yes, I do believe in this Tengri, and this Genghis Khan is obviously his this messenger, and why don't you this follow him, something like that. And on our this imperial this coins, there is this this written Tingring Huchudor, meaning this by the will of heavens, or by the strength of Tengri, something like that. So it was easy to this negotiate with this, make these Turks into your ally, and because we shared common stuff. But nowadays I guess we don't share this common stuff. They became a Muslim, and we became Buddhist. This stuff. So yeah. Well, you may think that this this stuff is like a small piece, this small justice. What about the big justice? For example, this Genghis Khan, like this was this plundering the capital city of Khwarezm, this big empire, and the citizens of this this city came to their streets, and they kneeled, and they started to pray to their God, and it was this somewhat peaceful this demonstration, or how to say, they don't want to like work, they don't want to rebuild the city, etc., etc. So of course the Genghis Khan is not the one who this chase away this peaceful demonstration violently. So he came to their main street and say that this don't ask why why from your God. The Almighty sent me here because you and your leaders committed a great sin, and that's why I'm here. So you commoners, you need to like continue with your daily life. So I guess because of his maybe like look, and because of his good speech, people are like listen to him, and this continued with their daily life. So he was chasing after all this dudes he thought he should punish. Something like that. Well, yes, you need to have some justice, sense of justice in your consciousness, and this sense of justice is controls your tongue, and it's here in Mongolia. It's just simply human eyes. Well, that's pretty much for today, and thanks for watching. And also, the reason why I'm constantly wearing this hat, it is because I cut my hair and I feel that I have lost some of my spirit, and I must cut my hair because I cannot show my this barbarian look to my these professors, and I need to look somewhat this civilized. Well, that's pretty much for today, and thanks for watching.